Hello guys, Omni here. Really late to the game on this one, quite literally almost. I just recently picked back up and finished the Spider-Man PS4 game that came out back last fall. And I feel bad for having put it off this long. This game was fantastic. I think up until this game, I think the bar was really set by Rocksteady's Arkham games. Even at their lowest with Origins, I still really enjoyed that game. They gave you a very intimate and solid Batman experience. What I think this game does better, in my opinion, is it elevates that beyond the superhero aspect, behind the stopping crime, above just being the hero and going around saving people, fighting crime, doing these fights, stopping the supervillains and all that. This game really immerses you deeply in a world that is living and breathing. There's life throughout this world. The NPCs populate this large space of Manhattan Island, and it always feels lived in. You have random occurring crimes that you can stop, police chases, muggings, gang outbursts, just when you're swinging around, aside from the plethora of activities there are to do to keep you busy that you unlock through the story of this game. There's a huge variety in gameplay and activities throughout. Among that, you have things like all of these different Spider-Man costumes and outfits you can get, different power-ups, different perks, among different gadgets that you can learn to play with and unlock and upgrade as you move along as well. There's a lot to do in this game and a lot to unpack, and really, even when you're just running around being Spider-Man, the swinging, the momentum, the way it feels to move and progress through the city is so smooth and fluid. And this is some of the best web slinging I've seen in any of the Spider-Man games. It feels so good to just swing through the city in this game. There's a fast travel function, and I had never used it in this game whatsoever. Among that, the combat, like I said, it is very reminiscent of the Arkham series. Almost the same buttons when it comes down to it. Same enemy type patterns and all of that. But it definitely has a lot more fluidity to it, I feel like. More so than at least the later games. Every bit of this game is polished to the brim. Now, I know there's some wonky things that happen when you get towards the far edges of the game space where you're not really supposed to be. But I think above all of the technical and gameplay elements that really makes this world come to life is the NPCs interact with you when you're going through the world. When they see Spider-Man swinging by, when they see you walking down the streets, they will run up and try to interact with you. And that comes into play really nice with the photos and selfie mode that comes into this, because as we know, Peter Parker is a journalist. He is a freelance photographer, so that fits in with the character and with the world, and there's a lot of fun, interesting things you can do to play around with that. Aside from all of those elements, what I think this game gets really just hits the nail right on the head is the character and portrayal of Peter Parker and Spider-Man. This game is not just about Spider-Man. It's not just about donning the hood and saving people. This game is about the personal life of Peter Parker, his interpersonal relationships between his family, his friends, his loved ones, and how he interacts with them, and how, having this dual life and these secrets really kind of pulls and tugs at his heartstrings and his mind and his conscience when he's trying to do all these things, balance his life, losing his apartment, all the financial troubles that the everyday person deals with. And that is why I always loved Spider-Man the most. He was the most relatable superhero I can recall. And this game really does a great job at grounding him. And even so that there's an emotional impact and tie to each of his villains in this. Not all of them, but the primary ones that are throughout this game. And by the end of this game, there's multiple times during this game that I got emotional. And even by the end of this game, I'm not going to spoil anything that happens in this game, but I'm going to say there's one or two times in this game I straight up got watery eyed. And at the straight end of the game, I lost it for a little while. This was an intense, emotional, thrilling game on all levels. I freaking love it. There's not a thing about this game that I really can complain about. And on top of the main game, there are 3 full episodes of DLC for this that have a sequential story to them that all carry throughout with their own packed in different activities, storylines, bosses, and all that comes in after the fact, also adding even more costumes to the mix and things to collect. This game was amazing. I think it is all of the adjectives that Spider-Man is and has been named in any of his comics. This game raised the bar, I think, for superhero video games and for video games in general of this type, of this magnitude, these free roaming games. I think this one did it really, really well. And honestly, I personally, now this is probably completely off the rails for somebody else. Who knows? I'm not sure what I know other people like this game, but I'm not sure what the general ratings are for this. I never really looked into it. For me, this is a 10 out of 10. I love this game. There's not a thing about this game that I really can complain about at all. I loved every second of it. I loved everything involved in it. I loved the emotional journey that it took me on, and the solid gameplay throughout. Loved it. If you haven't played this game and you have a PlayStation 4, buy this game. Rent this game. Download this, borrow this game from somebody. Play this game. It is an amazing game. I think it's great in all aspects, and I would recommend it to almost anybody, especially if you're a Marvel or superhero fan in general. This is a must-play game, I think, and definitely for anyone that owns a PlayStation 4. But I finally get to scrape this out of my backlog. There's still a couple other things I need to go back and work on. I still haven't finished Red Dead Redemption 2. I really didn't get that far into it at all, really, before I got distracted by something else. I did manage to finish Sekiro Shadows Die Twice recently. That was my first FromSoft game, and my lord, I tried streaming that on Twitch, and I was getting so frustrated in the beginning that it just wasn't enjoyable for me to stream it. I did end up finishing the game on my own time. I worked up to my 5th New Game Plus, actually, finally getting all but one of the achievements, and it was quite the turnaround on that. But I don't have any footage. If you guys would like to have me talk about that or give my thoughts on that game, let me know. I'll have to go back and record some fresh footage for it if we do. But who knows? I put this game off for so long that just going back and doing that can't be any worse than this. So let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see, or if there's any other suggestions for games you'd like me to check out. And guys, you're always welcome to check me out on Twitch and follow me over there if you want to come and check out one of my live streams while I'm playing some of these games. I have a link to my channel down in the description. I do tend to stream pretty late just because of my work schedule. It's usually between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time that I'm ever really on. So if you can catch me over there, feel free to hop over and hang out. We'll talk some movie news, game news, whatever you want to talk about, guys. I put this off for a long time, and I'm sorry, guys. This is really late. Probably nobody really cares about this right now, but my lord, I played this game, and I just had to talk about it after I finished it, and I wanted to share my thoughts with you guys. I hope you appreciate it. I hope you like it. Let me know what you thought about this game. Have you played it? Is it something you've kind of put off yourself? Let me know down in the comments. Let's carry on this conversation from here. Let me know. And if you like this video, make sure to support the channel and like, comment, subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next video. You guys take care.